Good morning, students. Welcome back to online class, history class. Today I have the plan to start that new lesson, that is Unit 8, Nationalism, Gandhian phase. Okay, Gandhian phase in the sense Gandhian part. Okay, yes, page number 89. Page number 89, you can take it. Unit 8, Nationalism, Gandhian phase lesson. Yes, in this lesson, what are the things we are going to learn, first of all, we are going to learn about the Gandhian part of the India's struggle for independence. Okay, then second thing, Gandhiji's policy of ahimsa, satyagraha. Yes, how it worked and how it tested for mobilization of the people in India. Yes, then third one, non-violent struggles. What are they in the sense? Chambran. Yes, Chambran revolt. And moreover, that British people, they were passed the act in the year 1919, which was called as a Rowlatt Act. Gandhiji, how he described this act, he described the Rowlatt Act as Black Act. Yes, then non-cooperation movement, which was occurred in 1920. Yes, then radical ideas, emergence of the radicals. Yes, the Congress party was divided into two. Yes, the Congress party was divided into two, moderates as well as extremists. Their attitude, their activities. Then in the year 1930, the civil disobedient movement was launched. Civil disobedience movement, otherwise called as Salt Satyagraha. Salt Satyagraha. Yes. Then in the year 1932, Pune Pact was signed in between Gandhiji as well as Lord Irwin. Okay. Then Quit India movement in the year 1942. Quit India movement was there. Okay, so these are the things. At last, we are going to learn about the partition of India and Pakistan. So those things and all we are going to learn under this lesson. Okay, today I have the plan to teach only 8.1. Yes, very limited things only given children. 8.1 alone I am going to teach today. Okay, first of all, in your book, page number 89, you can take it. Yes, in the introduction part, what are the things are given? Okay, Mahatma Gandhiji, as father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhiji arrived in India. Yes, he reached in India. Arrived in the sense he reached in India in the year 1915. Yes, from where? From South Africa. Okay, from South Africa after fighting for the civil rights of the Indians. Yes, nearly 20, Gandhiji spent 20 years, nearly 20 years he spent in South Africa. He fought for the civil rights of the Indians. He fought for the civil rights of the Indians. Okay, then he brought with him a new impulse. What does mean by impulse? Impact. To impact. Impulse in the sense, what is the meaning? Impact to Indian politics. Yes, so what policy he introduced, children? Yes, everybody knows, is it he followed the policy of Satyagraha, otherwise Ahimsa. Satyagraha, otherwise Ahimsa. Yes, non-violence. So he introduced the same policy in South Africa. Yes, perfected in the sense performed. Yes, he followed in South Africa. Which policy he followed? Satyagraha. There, he got victory by using the policy of Satyagraha. Yes, so whomever followed that Satyagraha, the policy, the Gandhiji's policy Satyagraha, whomever followed in South Africa in the sense, men, women, young people as well as old people even followed the Satyagraha, yes, which was the policy of Gandhiji. Yes, as a person, yes, he dedicated. Yes, dedicated, what is the meaning? He sacrificed. Totally, he sacrificed his life to the cause of the poorest of the poor. Yes, what is the meaning? He sacrificed his life for the welfare of the poor people. Yes, that's a meaning. Okay, so instantly, yes, instantly, what is the meaning? Immediately. Yes, so immediately he gained, yes, he gained the goodwill of the, yes, goodwill of the masses in the sense people. Yes, immediately he gained the support. Goodwill in the sense, what is the meaning? He gained the support of the people. Yes, people, that's the thing. Okay, in this lesson, what are the things we are going to learn? Just before only I told, okay, how Gandhiji transformed the Indian national movement. Yes, that things only we are going to learn in this lesson. How Gandhiji transformed the Indian national movement. That only we are going to learn. Yes, this much only it is given in the introduction part. In the introduction part, what are the things are given? Yes, this nearly 20 years, he spent his lifetime in South Africa. He fought for the welfare of he fought for the civil rights of the Indians in South Africa. Yes, when did he reached in India? In the sense 1915 only he reached in India. Okay, children. Moreover, he sacrificed. Otherwise, in your book it is given he dedicated. Okay, he dedicated his life, whole life, to the poorest people. Is for the welfare of the poor people only he dedicated his life. Okay, the next what is given under that 8.1 is Gandhiji. Yes, Gandhi and mass nationalism. Mass in the sense, what is the meaning? People. Okay, masses, mass nationalism. Yes, in your book it is given evolution of Gandhi. Evolution in the sense rise of Gandhi. R-I-S-E. Yes, R-I-S-E. Yes, rise of Gandhi. Yes, this person, father of our nation's, full name. Yes, M.K. Gandhi, like that in some areas we used to learn. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Yes, when did he born? 2nd October 1869. Yes, into a well-to-do family. It's a royal family, well-to-do, the rich family, not royal family, rich family was born in Porbandar. Yes, Porbandar, where it is located, it is in Gujarat. Okay, his father name, what do you know? Kaba Gandhi. Yes, Kaba Gandhi. Yes, his mother name Putli Boy. Yes, his mother name what? Putli Boy. Yes, so this his father, Gandhiji's father, Kaba Gandhi. Yes, he was the Diwan of Porbandar. Yes, Diwan. Yes, Diwan in the sense, what is that? Minister. Yes, Diwan in the sense, what is that? Minister of Porbandar. Yes, and later he became the Diwan of Rajkot. He became the Diwan of Rajkot. One word answer. In the initial stage, Kaba Gandhi he is the father of Mahatma Gandhi. This person, he was the Diwan of Porbandar. But later he became the Diwan of Rajkot. Okay. Yes. So his mother, just before I told, Putli Boy. Yes. So she influenced the young Gandhi. Yes. After passing the matriculation examination, after the completion of the 10th standard matriculation, yes, Gandhiji sailed to England. Sailed, what is the meaning? Traveled. Okay, Gandhiji traveled, otherwise went. Okay, so he traveled to England or London in the year 1888. Yes, when did he born? Just before I told, 1869. Yes, 1869 he was born. Yes, like that I said. Now, for study purpose, in order to learn law. Okay, in order to learn the law, barrister. Yes, so he went to London in the year 1888. Okay, after becoming barrister, yes, there, in London or England, there he learnt. After becoming a barrister, yes, he returned to India. He reached to again, he came back, returned. Okay, so which year he came back? In the sense 1891. Yes, 1891 he came back to India. Yes, he came back to India. He was in the initial stage, he was the believer of British attitude. Yes, he was the believer of British justice as well as fair play. Yes, fair play in the sense, in the initial stage he believed the British, they are the, just they used to give the justice like that, he believed. But later only he came to know how the British people are cunning people like that. Okay, so when he returned to India, Gandhiji's attempt, yes, first he tried to practice as a lawyer in Bombay. Yes, in Bombay, because he had completed a law now. Yes, in London. Yes, he came back to India. Yes, he tried to practice as a lawyer in Mumbai. Okay, in Bombay, not Mumbai, in Bombay. Okay, so it was, but that time what happened in the sense, it was a failure one for Gandhiji. Okay, so that time one offer came for Gandhiji. What was the offer in the sense? Gujarati firm in the sense industry. Okay, Gujarati firm, Gujarati only, the owners of Gujarati, they were kept their business, they were kept their industries in South Africa. There, they met some problems. Okay, so this, our father of our nation, Gandhiji, he was a lawyer, is it? So they were approached Gandhiji to solve their problem. So that's what Gandhiji also accepted. So he went to South Africa. Yes, he accepted the offer like that it is given. Yes, Gandhiji accepted the offer and he left for South Africa in which year, 1893. Yes, 1893, April month, he moved to South Africa. So Gandhiji, yes, when he is, when he was moving by train, yes, for the first time, yes, he faced the problem. Yes, what was the problem in the sense? Racial discrimination. Okay, yes, racial discrimination. Yes, for the first time he suffered in South Africa. Yes, on his journey. Yes, when he traveled in the train, is from Durban to Durban, in the sense that is the capital of South Africa, Durban to Pretoria, at the Peter Maritzburg. Yes, Peter Maritzburg railway station. Okay, Peter Maritzburg railway station. He was physically thrown out of the first class compartment. From the first class compartment, the officers, the South African officers, thrown out Gandhiji. Okay, physically thrown out, like that it is given. No? So Gandhiji, that day onwards, Gandhiji, yes, he had ambition. He was determined to fight against the racial discrimination. Okay, yes, so in this para, what are the things are there in the sense? For the when he returned to India, Gandhiji, he tried to practice as a lawyer. Yes, as a lawyer in Bombay, but it was a failure one. Yes, so that time only one opportunity came. What was the opportunity? Yes, the Gujarati farm, Gujarati industry, it was working in South Africa. They had some problem. Yes, civil law problem. So that's what they were approached Gandhiji. Yes, Gandhiji also accepted the offer. He, he started to move to South Africa. That time, yes, when he traveled to South Africa from Durban to Pretoria, he met the problem. What was the problem in the sense? Racial discrimination. Because of the racial discrimination, he was physically thrown out from the first class compartment to third class compartment to third class compartment. Okay, so Gandhiji, that day onwards, he took a oath to fight against the racial discrimination. Yes, so Gandhiji called a meeting of the Indians. Gandhiji called a meeting of the Indians. Yes, called a meeting of the Indians in Transvaal. Transvaal is the name of the place which is in South Africa, and exhorted in the sense encourage. Exhorted, what is the meaning? Encourage them to form and encourage the Indians. Yes, Indians in South Africa. Yes, to form an association to seek redress of their grievances. So what are the problems they were faced in the sense? Indians, those who are lived in South Africa, what are the problems they were faced, Yes, only, they have to pay the taxes. Okay, £3 they have to pay the taxes, the Transvaal people. Transvaal as well as Natal, that's the name of the place, children. Is in these two areas only Indians were accommodated in South Africa. So those Indians, those who lived in Natal as well as Transvaal Indians, they must pay £3. Yes, £3, as well as they should not have any property. They should not purchase any property. Yes, in those areas in South Africa, where they are telling the South African government, where they are telling that area only they should have the property. More than that, they should not interfere in anywhere. Okay, so that's a second point. Moreover, they should not come out from their home. Yes, after 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Okay, night time, after 9 o'clock, they have no right to come out from their home. Who? The Indians who are lived in South Africa. Yes, these are the problems and all they met. Yes, from the hands of the South African government. Okay, so here it is given, see, he continued to hold, he in the sense, our Gandhiji, yes, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji, yes, what he was telling in the sense, he asked them, he encouraged them to form an association to seek redress of their grievances. Grievances in the sense, what is that? Kuraigal. Okay, so he continued to hold such meetings, petitioned to the authorities. So far in the initial stage, he conducted a number of meetings in favor of the Indians who are lived in South Africa. Yes, as well as the petitions, number of petitions were given to the authorities about the injustices. Justice opposite injustice, which were in violation of their own laws. So what are the laws are there? Indians in the Transvaal area, Transvaal is the name of the place, children, they had to pay poll tax. Poll tax in the sense Talaivari. Yes, so each and every persons, they must pay £3 to the South African government. Yes, moreover, they could not own land except in areas marked for them. Okay, so the South African officers, they were marked some places in those areas only. The Indians, they have to purchase the land. Okay, and other areas, they should not interfere. So this was another problem met by Indians who are lived in South Africa. The third one, what is that in the sense? After 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Okay, not 9 a.m., 9 p.m. After that, they should not come outside from their home. Yes, so the Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi launched, yes, he started a struggle against the unjust laws. Okay, unjust laws. Okay, so these are the things are given. Then next, that Gandhiji, yes, father of our nation, he influenced, otherwise he introduced to the works of Tolstoy and John Ruskin. Yes, Leo Tolstoy is a famous writer, Leo Tolstoy, as well as John Ruskin. Yes, John Ruskin, he was introduced, otherwise he was influenced. Okay, Tolstoy as well as John Ruskin's books and all, he started to learn. Who? Our Gandhiji, yes, father of our nation, he was deeply influenced by Tolstoy's book, namely, The Kingdom of God is Within You. The kingdom of, one word answer, children, the kingdom of God is within you, as well as Ruskin's. Okay, John Ruskin's book, what is that in the sense? Unto This Lost. And Theodore's book, Theodore's book, what is that? Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. So these books and all, who read in the sense? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji read those books and all. Okay, so Gandhiji's ideas were formed due to a blend of Indian as well as Western thought. Blend, what is the meaning? Yes, blend in the sense join. Yes, his ideas, his Indian ideas also in his mind, as well as Western ideas also in his mind. Yes, blend in the sense join. Okay, Yes, despite being deeply, moreover, he was influenced, highly influenced by the Western thinkers. At the same time, he was criticized. He was the criticizer of Western civilization as well as industrialization. Okay, he had influenced, just before I told, he had influenced the Leo Tolstoy's book as well as John Ruskin's book. Yes, even though he was, he was against the Western civilization as well as the industrialization. Okay, inspired, yes, Tundapattar. Otherwise, inspired by, yes, inspiration. Yes, inspired by Ruskin, yes, John Ruskin, Gandhiji established the Phoenix settlement. How to pronounce, this word, Phoenix settlement, in the year 1905. Yes, for the welfare of the Indians. In South Africa, Indians were there, no? For the welfare of them, he established the Phoenix settlement and Tolstoy farm in the year 1910. Okay, so equality, community living and dignity of labor were inculcated. What does mean by inculcated? In the sense, ideas. Okay, so these ideas, what are the ideas are there? Equality, community living, yes, so unity and dignity of labor were inculcated. So these ideas are there in the settlements. So these are the ideas are there in these settlements, like that it is given. They were training grounds for Satyagrahis. Okay, Satyagrahis. These are the training. They were training grounds for the Satyagrahis. Okay. The next one, what is the strategy? What was the strategy was followed by Gandhiji in the sense of Satyagraha? Satyagraha in the sense, what is the meaning? Ahimsa is non-violence. Ahimsa or non-violence. Yes, Gandhiji developed Satyagraha. Satyagraha, what is the meaning? It's a Sanskrit word, devotion. It comes from, truth. Yes, a devotion to the truth force. So these are the, that meaning of Satyagraha. It was a strategy in which campaigners in the sense fighters, went on peaceful marches. Okay, they had conducted that fighters, they had conducted the peaceful marches, and moreover they voluntarily presented themselves for arrest. Yes, voluntarily they were hand over themselves, yes, to the police and protest against the unjust laws. So he experimented with it for fighting the issues of immigration. Yes, immigration. What does mean by immigration? In the sense, international movement of people to a destination of a country. Yes, international movement of people. Other country people also. So for example, Indians were lived in South Africa, like that I told, is it? So they are the immigrants. Issues of immigrants. Immigration in the sense, international movement of people to a destination of a country, and racial discrimination. Yes, so Gandhiji and his followers and his supporters, they were fought against the issues of the in favor of the problems of immigration as well as against the racial discrimination. Okay, number of meetings were held. Yes, and registration offices. Okay, and meetings were held, number of meetings, like that I said, and registration offices of immigrants were picketed. What is the meaning? Strike. What is the meaning? Strike. Okay, so picketed in the sense strike. Yes, number of meetings were conducted. Yes, in front of the immigration offices they were conducted the strike, even when police let loose violence. Okay, yes, violence, vanmurai kattavilthu vidapattadu, that is the meaning. Even when the police let loose violence, no resistance was offered. Yes, the Satyagrahi people, they did not resisted, they did not oppose the attitude of the police. Everything, they were, that the Satyagrahis, what is that? They were offered by the Satyagrahis. Yes, they were accepted. Everything they were accepted. Yes, violence, everything they were accepted. Gandhi and other leaders were arrested in South Africa. Yes, Indians mostly indentured laborers. What is meant by indentured laborers in the sense? Contract laborers. ஒப்பந்த தொழிலாளர்கள். Yes, that's the meaning. Indentured laborers turned. Yes, they turned hawkers in the sense, in the COVID time, majority of the merchants, they were selling their goods and commodities in a road. Is it? They were howling, they were shouting. Is it? So that is the hawkers. Is selling goods by shouting. Yes, selling goods by shouting. The indentured laborers is contract laborers. They turned as hawkers, continued the struggle despite the police brutality. Yes, despite the police brutality. Finally, by the Smuts. Yes, finally by the Smuts as well as Gandhiji agreement, the poll tax on indentured laborers was abolished. The poll tax in the sense, just before I told, is that everybody need to pay £3. Is it a £3 amount? They have to pay to the South African government like that. That one, after the agreement of Smuts as well as Gandhiji, that in the poll tax totally it was abolished. It was abolished.
Sometimes there are strange relationships across oceans. Our story begins on the west coast of India, in Porbandar. Uttam Chand Gandhi was the chief minister of the princely state of Porbandar. He was succeeded by his son Karamchand Gandhi. Both these men valued truth and virtue more than wealth and power. It was here in this house that Karamchand's son, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, was born on 2nd October 1869. Mohan's mother, Putlibai, was a religious woman. Because she was a Vaishnavite, she believed in non-violence. And this, naturally, had an influence on the young Mohan. Mohan was quite a naughty kid, but he outgrew this. When he finished school, he decided to study law in England. In those days, it was considered a sin to cross an ocean. So the members of his sect excommunicated Mohan. This was the beginning of social hostility he was to face all his life. As everyone knows, Buddhism and Christianity both advocate non-violence. In London, he was introduced to Western humanism by John Ruskin. From Tolstoy's writings, he learnt the importance of the dignity of labor and the need to help farmers and the working class. When he returned to India, he started his law practice in Bombay, but with little success. He was a shy person, and he believed in negotiation rather than litigation, a characteristic which persisted throughout his life. In April 1893, he was offered a job in Durban, South Africa, where his negotiating skills made him popular. Not bad for a young man of just 24. He was disturbed by the blatant racial discrimination in South Africa. In India, it was less obvious. It seemed criminal to condemn the innocent on the basis of the color of the skin. whites called Gandhi the coolie barrister, and when he appeared in court, he was ordered to remove his turban. Hurt by this abuse, he walked out. A few days later, Gandhi bought a first-class ticket to go from Durban to Johannesburg. At Pietermaritzburg, a white man refused to share the compartment with a darkie and insisted that Gandhi be shifted to the third class. When Gandhi protested, he was thrown out of the train. On that cold night at the railway station, Gandhi came to a crucial decision. He would not go back to India. He would stay on in South Africa. He would suffer, but he would fight for justice. The Indian community was happy at his decision and asked him to lead the fight against the bill to disenfranchise Indians. Gandhi took up the challenge. By May 1984, he founded the Natal Indian Congress. He organized the Indian community of South Africa into a homogeneous political force and inundated the government and the press with grievances of Indians. To further his efforts, he thought it would be a good idea to go to India and seek the support of prominent Indian leaders. The response was good. He returned with 800 Indians, promising them a future in South Africa. The arrival of the Indians upset the whites, and they attacked Gandhi. They threw stones at him. They kicked him and snatched away his turban. They threatened to lynch him. However, Gandhi exercised self-restraint and even refused to take legal action against them. The British government was impressed, and the bill to disenfranchise Indians in South Africa was dropped. This was the first major victory of Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence, or what he called Satyagraha, a Sanskrit word meaning truth and firmness.